Hi friends, thanks for clicking on this video and spending some time with me today. I know that there was 101 other videos that you could have watched, and so I do appreciate you clicking on mine. So thank you. And if you're new, hi, my name is Jill, and I've been sharing my weight loss journey on here since February. So if you're looking to kind of get caught up, if you're completely brand new here, you might want to check out my 5-month update that I did a couple of weeks ago. And I kind of go month by month sharing the progress I've made each month. That video has done really well, and so I think you might enjoy it. Otherwise, I share a weekly update every Wednesday, so like weigh-in Wednesday. And occasionally I'll do a meal prep slash vlog style video on Monday. So this video is going to be completely different. I've actually been meaning to do this video for quite a while, and it just, I don't know, I just kept putting it off, I guess. I wanted to talk about some of the misconceptions that people have regarding any of the GLP-1 medications, but of course I'm specifically talking about Zepbound. So we're going to get right into it. Myth number one is a pet peeve of mine. Zepbound is a drug. I realize this is a technicality, but I do think it's important to make this distinction. So yes, it's a drug in the sense that you need a prescription. Like you just can't walk into your local pharmacy and buy it. But it's not a drug in the same way that Tylenol or Motrin is or anything like that. Like your body doesn't naturally make acetaminophen or ibuprofen or naproxen or anything like that. This is a peptide. And so that means it's a hormone that your body actually does make. And the easiest way to think about it is by comparing it to insulin. So obviously type 1 diabetics don't make insulin, and so they need to inject it. And in a similar way, people that are on this medication are usually lacking or deficient in this hormone for a variety of reasons. And so injecting the medication helps their body to function the way it should. And the reason why I think it's so important for people to understand that this is a hormone is because I really think that that can make the difference between someone deciding to start this medication or not. There's a lot of negativity surrounding these medications, and I read a lot of comments, and some of the things that I read that keep coming up again and again is that we're all going to be part of a class action lawsuit against Eli Lilly because we're suffering from some side effects that wasn't known, because of these medications. And while I understand that thinking, I actually really understand that thinking. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to medication in general. Like I will always do herbal remedies before going to the doctor for anything, even infections. I will always try to treat that on my own. I'm just conservative that way. And I've been very skeptical of a lot of pharmaceuticals that have come out recently and in the past. So I do understand that perspective. However, once my doctor explained to me that this was a hormone that my body naturally makes, to me, that kind of put my mind at ease a little bit, knowing that my body would probably accept something that it already recognizes, as opposed to something that's completely new and completely foreign. And so that kind of really just gave me peace about starting this medication. And so even if you go back to my early videos, you'll never hear me call this a weight loss drug. And that was partly because that's what all the haters were calling it. But I just didn't like, to me, that phrase has like a connotation of vanity. And I was just trying to avoid that. I didn't want to perpetuate this idea that this was like a quick fix, because I really don't think this is a quick fix. I really think this is a tool to get your health in order so that you can be the healthiest version of yourself possible. And so to me, this is really important. And I just wish more and more people realize that this was a hormone. So that's myth number one. Myth number two is Zepbound causes muscle loss. And that is 100% false. That is, there is no truth to that whatsoever. Weight loss causes muscle loss. No matter how you lose weight, whether you do it through the use of medication or not, you will have some muscle loss. And that's because your body doesn't know how to target fat cells specifically and exclusively. So with any weight loss journey, there's going to be muscle loss. Now, there are things you can do to help avoid that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the medication itself does not do anything to your muscles to cause them to kind of waste away or melt away or anything like that. And actually, there's been studies that show that it actually helps improve muscle synthesis by bringing extra blood flow and amino acids to the muscle. So no, the medication itself does not cause muscle loss. And actually, I meant to bring this up at the very beginning, but forgot. So I'm so glad I actually remembered now, because I would have been annoyed if I didn't. I actually listened to a doctor here on YouTube. Her name is Dr. Tina, and I will link her channel. She has an amazing channel, tons of information regarding these medications. And I actually found her on day one, like literally day one. Went to the doctor, got my injection, came home, and I was on YouTube just trying to find all the things. And I'm so glad I did. She was saying a lot of the same things that my doctor was telling me, and it just kind of confirmed that I was on the right track. But I highly recommend that you check out her channel. And she's been like a guest on many different podcasts, and she's really knowledgeable. And like every time I was going to say talk to her, I feel like I talk to her because I listen to her so much, but every time she gives a talk, I learn something new each and every time. And she really has kind of shaped my thinking about this medication and how I want to go about being on the medication. She talks a lot about muscle loss on these medications and preserving your muscles while on this medication. And so a lot of what I say is just coming from her. It's things that I've learned from her. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you haven't already heard about her. Myth number 3 is Zepbound is just for weight loss. And while, of course, the majority of people on this medication are using it for the weight loss benefits, it's helped for a lot of different things as well. So it's been proven to reverse PCOS symptoms. People are taking it and reporting improving their IBS issues. And actually, I did a video a couple of months back with my mom where I interviewed her. She's someone who has suffered tremendously with IBS issues, and she has found relief through, she uses Ozempic. But that has helped a lot, and you can go check that video out if you want to hear all the details about that. And if you read the comments, like so many people chiming in saying that their IBS issues improved while on this medication. And what's interesting is that you hear so much negativity about how these medications cause gastrointestinal issues, but what you don't hear about are all the people that it actually has helped. And so I highly recommend you check out that video if you just want to even just read the comments, because they're very encouraging if you're one of these people that do suffer from GI issues. But it's also helped improve people's like inflammation that has been decreased, and a lot of joint pain, brain fog, depression, headaches. Actually, I used to get migraines quite often, a couple of migraines a month. And actually, since starting this medication, I should talk about this more often, but since starting this medication, I've probably only had 1 or 2 migraines, period. So that's been a tremendous improvement. So yes, primarily it's for weight loss, but it does so much more than just weight loss. And it really just comes down to this medication just being really healing. And I think a lot of people just view it as, again, vanity, like just wanting to lose weight, but there's a lot of other benefits that come along with taking this medication. Myth number 4 is you could eat whatever you want, just less. And while that's technically true, I think it's smart to kind of prioritize protein. You only have so many calories that if you're trying to stay in a deficit, you only have so many calories that you could eat, and you only have so much room in your stomach. And so I think it's smart to kind of give preference to protein over carbs, just because that's going to help you preserve some of your muscle. And like we spoke about earlier, anytime you're on a weight loss journey, your focus should be on preserving your muscle. And so protein will help with that. So yes, you can eat whatever you want, but if that tends to be kind of carb heavy, those are going to end up being like empty calories. So I would say stick to prioritizing protein over anything else. Myth number 5 is actually a pretty big problem in our community, and that is that you hit a plateau, and so you think it's time to move up in dose. I can absolutely relate to that. Month 4 was like that for me. I hit a stall. I started the month at 181 and I ended the month at 181. So I totally understand that feeling that maybe it's time to move up. But moving up too quickly or too soon on these medications is really like a recipe for disaster, honestly. So actually, I had done a video on this as well, but a couple of months ago, I thought it was time for me to move up to 7.5. I had been on 5 milligrams at that point for about 4 months or something like that. And I just felt that I wasn't having the same appetite suppression or reduction in food noise as I was. And so when I had emailed my doctor and expressed that to her, she thought it was probably, fine to move up to 7.5 as well. After taking that injection, I realized that that was not the right choice for me. I felt I just did not feel well at all. I didn't have like any vomiting or diarrhea or anything like that, but I felt so bloated. I didn't want to even think about food. I didn't want to eat. Honestly, I felt like I had like a Thanksgiving dinner all by myself, and it was just like sitting really heavy in my stomach. And I just didn't like that feeling at all. And really, I knew that I wasn't eating. And like I would have a protein shake in the morning, and I would have to force myself to eat hours later because I could have easily gone the whole day without eating and eat without eating and been fine. And I know that that probably sounds appealing if you're on a weight loss journey. Obviously, the point is to eat less food, but not like that. That was a little bit too much. And maybe if I had done the injection again the second week, maybe it wouldn't have felt that strong to me, but I didn't want to risk that. I did not like that I felt that way basically the entire week. And so I just decided to go back down to 5, and I've been on 5 milligrams ever since. Yes, there are times where I feel like it's not as strong as I wish it could be. And I'm not excluding ever going up to 7.5. Right now, though, I feel like I'm still okay with 5, and so I'll stick with that. I think people run into trouble when um, they start to experience hunger, and out of fear of gaining the weight back. This medication is so amazing. And when you finally have that relief of not thinking about food 24/7, and then you feel like sometimes maybe it's coming back, it's almost like a panic. At least in my case, I felt like it was almost like a panic. I did not want that feeling of being like a slave to thinking about food to come back. But the purpose of this medication is not to get yourself to the point where you just can't eat, or where you're eating so few calories just because you're so full all the time. That's not healthy. When you're limiting your calories that much, you're going to lose muscle, and you're going to lose fat, and you're just going to have like this gaunt look, and you're going to be tired. It's going to slow down your metabolism, which of course is like the opposite of what we want to do. And so you don't want to go up too high and it completely like destroy your appetite. I think if you've gotten yourself to the point where you just don't feel hungry at all and you just eat because you know you have to, I would say maybe you should question whether you should be on the dose that you're on. Hunger is normal. Like, it's a normal part of life, and people who've never struggled with their weight and always maintain it get hungry. So we shouldn't be afraid of hunger. So, my advice, and of course, I'm not a medical professional, but if it were me, and actually, I did take this advice when I was dealing with that stall. Um, the first like knee-jerk reaction we have is to cut back on our calories because you feel like, well, if I'm not losing weight, then I'm eating too much. But I kind of challenged myself to not touch the calories at all and just continue with what I was eating, and just increase my movement a little bit more. And actually, that worked. That was enough for me to break the stall. So that would be my advice, is maybe like before you panic because the scale is not moving, and you think that you should cut calories or even that you should go up in dose, is maybe just increase your movement first. Maybe if you've been eating at a calorie deficit for a really long time, you might be months into your journey. Maybe take a break and just eat at maintenance calories for a while, a couple of weeks. Kind of just let your body breathe a little bit. It's been working hard, losing all this weight for you. Just kind of give it a break so that it can recalibrate almost, and kind of just like come back refreshed. And then you can go back to whatever your deficit calorie is. And then I think between that and increasing your movement and making sure you're getting enough sleep and water and all of that, um, I think that'll be enough to break the stall. Another thing that you could do is just go to Google and type in like ways to improve your metabolism. You could Google how to improve your metabolic health or something like that, and just do as much research as you can. Don't just automatically resort to cutting calories or increasing your dose. That's all I have for you today, guys. I'm gonna head inside. As you can see, it's really cloudy, and I did hear thunder in the distance, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like it, maybe share it with a friend, and I will catch you in the next one, guys. Bye.